Hey, I'm Jono.
And I'm Ian, and we're Gearheads with Competitive Cyclist. Welcome to the 2023 Road Bike Guide.
And this is the Dogma F, the flagship of all bikes.
Yeah, debatably.
Well, it's Pinarello's top dog, and it is probably the priciest bike that we carry.
Yeah, out of the box. This one, Dura-Ace Di2, came out of the box at $15,500.
The way I see it, the Dogma F is like the F1 car of bikes.
Yeah, I would say it's specifically Lewis Hamilton's car. This thing wins all the time.
It's kind of got that same kind of color scheme, too.
Yeah,
Green,
that is
green
true. It has the...
Just throw a Mercedes logo on there and call it good.
Yeah, there you go. But this bike has won, the last 7 out of the last 11 Tour de France.
Yeah, so that's
everybody knows Team Sky, Ineos. I mean, this
it's a good record.
Is the bike that they're on, and the thing wins races.
So it's got the pedigree.
Definitely has the pedigree. Do you think that someone riding in their local group ride or riding around town will notice the benefits of a pro level bike like this?
I mean, depending on who you are, I think definitely. Do you need it necessarily? Probably not, but like you want it, and that's what this bike's all about. Is like you want to have the nicest bike. You want people to recognize it, and they're going to because it draws your attention, and it's beautiful, and it's fast, and it's everything. It is, like I said, the flagship. So
yeah. I mean, when I show up to group rides and I see someone with this bike, like I notice.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, nice Dogma or nice Pinarello, like. You're gonna say it.
Yeah, it's an incredible bike. But there's a lot of really cool engineering that goes into this bike as well that makes it as fast as it is.
Absolutely.
So I think we should go through that a little bit.
I mean, when you look at it, you recognize it right away. It doesn't look like a traditional road bike. For me, first thing that draws my attention is the fork.
So the on the fork is designed that way to be aerodynamic, but also offer a little bit of compliance. I mean, the frame is made with super high modulus carbon, which is a little harsh on the road. You feel everything with the high modulus carbon, but with the on the fork being the way that it is, and the rest of the frame really, they're helping to make it more compliant. So that's sort of the reason it's shaped the way it is.
And very balanced. From like left to right, it's not symmetric on all its angles, so they really balance out the way it rides.
Yeah. And the braking forces and the turning forces and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
And it just screams aero as well. Like it has fork flaps for the aerodynamics. I mean, that's pretty cool. I immediately again think of F1. Like you see all the crazy winglets and things, so it definitely screams that to me. So yeah, moving up to the stem and bar. It's a one piece from most. They call it their ticker. So it's integrated fully. And with that, you have to run their bar stem combo. You see that a lot with a lot of new integrated bikes, but just want to keep that in mind.
And then just some of the frame, I mean, you can see the top tube is shaped a little bit differently as well, and the down tube is flat along sort of a trailing edge for your water bottle to make it more aero there, which is, I mean, they've thought about everything.
They really did.
Particular frame. Yeah, I mean, Pinarello, when they think about a frame, they think about how comfortable it is, how efficient it is, and like where they need to add material or take material away to combat the rider's forces, steering forces, sprinting forces, all that. So they try to optimize it for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dogma F is their road bike. Like that's the bike, and then they sort of design other bikes at a low price point and stuff off of that particular bike. But Dogma F is their offering when it comes to road, and that's okay.
Yeah, because this bike does everything. Yeah, does it all.
This bike is an all-rounder.
Yeah. So diving a little more into the specs of it, you can run up to 28 is what Pinarello says. I think you could squeeze in a 30 there, depending on your wheel set, but I think 30 would be totally okay. So sizing, right here we got the 575 is how they would.
575, yeah, they do it in millimeters.
Yep.
But other brands would do it in centimeters, which
57.5.
Yeah, which is probably what we should say. And that's the bike size that you ride. And how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1".
Yeah.
Not only does Pinarello think about the performance of their bike when they're engineering it, but they think about the rider that's going to be on it, and they offer a ton of sizes.
Yeah, 11 sizes.
11 to be exact, from 43 to 62.
Yeah, so if you're a small rider, I think it's like one of the few bikes where you can get a perfectly fitting bike.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something really great to think about is they can accommodate a very short rider.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make it sound overly difficult, but they're kind of tough to size. Like if you don't know what you're looking for on a Pinarello, like what sizing you are already, I would highly recommend you reach out to one of our gearheads and they can help you out, because some of the bikes are taller and then another size might be the same height but longer to accommodate for someone that has like a longer torso or longer arms.
Yeah, so sometimes you can't get the stack height you need, and then you run into issues there because you can't flip the stem, and you just have to make sure you're aware of stack and reach numbers.
Yep, exactly. And if you're like used to riding, another really popular brand that has the compact Geos with like a sloping top tube and stuff with different standover heights, Pinarello doesn't really use that. Like they don't necessarily use the compact Geo that people are really familiar with. So the bike might feel tall. Like you just need to be sure you know what you're looking for when you're looking for sizing on the Pinarello. So,
for sure.
Again, I think it's just important to reach out to a gearhead to help you get to where you want to be, especially with a bike of this price. Like you want to make sure you get it right.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So we talked about sizing. What about color options? This one is pretty sleek.
This particular one behind us is racing green.
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic.
Yep. And then if you don't want any of their color options that they offer
the My Way. So you can customize it. I don't even know how many options there are, but there are a ton.
Infinite.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. But it does take much longer to get that done. So I would recommend going with one of the colors that they already have spec'd out. It's just going to be a quicker turnaround process.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the My Way, and also with these ones, they do hand paint them in Italy, and they assemble them in Italy.
Yep.
So that can, with the My Way, really increase your lead time because you're not getting it from a warehouse in the U.S.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But yeah, that is kind of a cool. The fit and finish and of all that stuff is done in Italy, which is neat.
Yeah, and having that option is pretty cool because most brands don't offer that. So that brings us to build options, and what do we got?
Well, the one behind us is Dirt Race Di2. That will be a Pinarello offering. But then we also have Red Access, but most of our Dogmas and Dogma Fs that we sell are frame sets.
Yep.
And we do a custom build on them. So on our website, you can go to the frame set, click on it, go to our custom builder, and you can configure the bike from top to bottom on there. And if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to one of our gearheads. You can put one together, run pricing by them, all that stuff. So the bike builder is a really good resource when you want to build a Dogma F.
Yeah, so you kind of see where the pricing is and kind of go from there. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing a frame-up build is it is electronic only. So
okay, so that limits
Shimano,
your options.
SRAM, Campy, like the 3 big players all have an option, so it's not a big deal.
Gotcha. So considering those limitations, what would you build yours?
Ooh. Well, I'm about to ride this one, so I'm gonna go Dirt Race.
Di2.
I think it just looks real nice.
I mean, I really enjoy the precision of Di2. I mean, I've always loved that about that particular group set, so I would follow suit. I would do the same thing. I would do the Dirt Race Di2.
Yeah, I mean, another feature on the frame, it's going to be Italian threaded bottom bracket. Super easy to work on and maintain, so.
Yeah, they've been that way for a long time. I mean, a lot of high-end bikes are press fit, but being threaded, it's nice.
Yeah,
Pinarello knows how to do that because their bikes have always been Italian threaded.
Yeah. So who's this bike for? I know it comes with a premium price tag, but I think there's plenty of people that are interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely somebody looking for a premium bike. I mean, you can think about this as like the hypercar of bikes, and someone that's looking for that would have, this particular bike. It definitely comes with the performance benefits of that price tag, but it is for an all-around rider. It's stiff, it's compliant. I mean, it's all the great things that a road bike is these days. And I think something to really consider is like if you want a bike that the developer was thinking about every single little piece and going through it and with a fine-tooth comb and making sure that it's exactly how it should be, this is kind of the bike for you.
And it's improved every generation of the Dogma. So.
Yeah. Every generation, exactly. And it's really neat that you can buy, I know it's tough, but a somewhat approachable price point to a professional cyclist that wins the Tour de France. So that's cool,
it's
right?
It's the exact same equipment.
It's the exact same bike.
Yeah. And that's what we have to keep in mind.
Right. But it might be too pricey for some people. So are there some other options that they should consider?
There are. So just this year, Pinarello released different levels of their F Series. So a little bit more approachable price tag for those that want a Dogma but don't want to spend $15,000 plus. So that would be a great way to go. Then if you want to look outside of Pinarello, I'd say the Bianchi Ultra XR4, and then NV Melee. Speaking of which, we did an awesome video on that. So you can check that out over here. If none of these bikes appeal to you, we do have 4 other videos running through our top picks of 2023. So be sure to check out those videos in the description below.
Yeah, we've got climbing bikes on there and different disciplines within the road realm. So definitely check those videos out.
Want to see what it weighs?
Yeah, this is the biggest bike that we're gonna weigh too.
That is true.
It's gonna be a little bit heavier. So yeah, let's see what it weighs.
Keep that
Leave
in
it down
mind.
in the comments.
All right, I'm gonna say 16.2.
Okay, I'm gonna go with, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go with 16 pounds. 15 pounds, 7 ounces. It's pretty light.
Wow.
That's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be. It's impressive. So if you have any questions about the Dogma, please reach out to one of our gearheads, or you can leave it down in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, we'll see you out on the road.